how did major diseases such as the swine flu and the recent scare of Ebola impact you?
For me, when I looked at swine flu, um, with a major disease like that, it kind of made me realize how important it was to get vaccinated with the flu or something like that. Um, Swine flu was, to me, was probably more impactful because it was more cases in the United States. Ebola was like it had a lot of momentum behind it, but it didn't affect me because of where I am in Livermore, or California, and a lot of the cases were in the Midwest or to the East. It really didn't affect my life, and plus for Ebola there wasn't any like true vaccinations yet. Not a lot of stuff you can do.
Right.
Swine flu affected my life a little bit more.
Right. Do you know how it affected your community as a whole?
My family, wanted me to get vaccinated pretty quickly just because of that. As our family, we wanted to get vaccinated. We just thought it was just really important for us to get vaccinated because we didn't want any one of us going through the scenario of having a major or flu and then taking a lot of the time on our hands, going to the doctors, back and forth. It would just affect our lives, and we didn't really want to go through the stress.
Right. So, what I'm getting at is, there is more importance to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who didn't want to be vaccinated?
Yeah, my best friend, his dad didn't see the swine flu as a big deal. And I remember talking about this stuff. When swine flu was around, I think in 8th grade. So I didn't really know him at the time. But I met him later, and then we talked about the stuff. But he said that, he never got vaccinated for this stuff. I mean, he didn't get the disease. He just didn't feel like getting vaccinated because his dad said that it wasn't really an important issue to him.
Do you know how people kind of reacted to that, when others found out that he didn't want to be vaccinated?
It wasn't a big deal at the time when we found out because the swine flu scare was already over. This was probably sophomore year in high school, and for me, the swine flu back in 8th grade, so it was 2 years ago, or 2 years prior. So when we first heard about it, we were like, "Dude, you need to get vaccinated?" He's like, "Nah." He's like, "All right, no big deal. I mean, it's over now." Because there's a zero to minimal chance that you are going to get the flu. And that's highly unlikely in California.
Did you associate people with the swine flu because, Mexicans were...
Yeah, I associated it more with just people that dealt with pigs. I mean, that's what the whole point of the swine flu was. I think so. I think that's what it was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So in my community, no, I didn't associate anybody because, we live in a residential neighborhood, and I'm pretty sure I would hear someone, or hear pigs squealing if someone was raising them in the neighborhood. So I don't think I would have... I don't think there was anybody in the neighborhood or community that would have been worried about that kind of stuff. I just more associated people with, maybe in other countries that brought over the flu when they were, rare farming pig or whatever they do, whatever they call it. But yeah, I didn't see it as a big issue, to me at least. Or in that sense. But.
And during that time, did you kind of look down upon those people?
Well, yeah. I mean, because most researchers led to me to believe that they were the ones that brought the flu over. Yeah, they're looked down upon because they brought the flu over. They were the negatives to the society at the time. So not just me, more than likely the whole society would have thought they were kind of the negatives at the time.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I would have gone out of my way to go kill these guys. I'm saying that, it's a shame that they brought it over, but to me, because I didn't get it, I don't have the full extent of someone that did contract the disease and have to deal with the scenarios of, going to the doctor's office here and there, getting shots day after day if they had to, or just dealing with the medicine. So if I had the disease, more than likely I would have felt the effects of, having more negativity toward these type of people that brought the flu over. Because I didn't, not a big deal to me, really.
Right. And during that time, was there a really, really big scare of people getting the swine flu, or was it?
At the school, because I went to a private school, I went to Our Savior Lutheran. At the school, there were teachers that were urging us to get it, just because of the precaution.
Right.
I don't remember a lot of kids having it at the school. Littleton, it was maybe a couple, but they were minor. They weren't the major, swine flu cases. But they were minor, and they were treated very quickly. So once we saw that, as the school, we urged people to get vaccinated, but it wasn't a big deal. Because I mean, I got vaccinated. I'm sure, some of my OSLS friends did. But it just, to me, at the time, I mean, we saw the need to get vaccinated, but because of the severity or how little severity it was, it just wasn't a big issue. I mean, we were more focused on getting through the year than surviving a disease. I'm sure like there was another kid that actually got the disease and said, I want everyone should be vaccinated because I went through hell and, I don't want them to go through that.
Do you look down upon people who choose not to get vaccinated, or like parents who choose not to vaccinate their kids?
I mean, in my family at least, we always ran the vaccination route. Why? It was just because statistical evidence allows you to believe that it's just better for the body to get vaccinated in the long run and in sometimes the short-term scenarios. There are some families though that I don't look down upon that run like a herbal medicine types, or they do kind of traditions. That's okay to me because that's what they were kind of their past and their ancestors were raised up, and they ultimately survived while doing these types of remedies. So herbal, whatever route you do choose, I don't look down upon it. I just think that, to me, I've had the flu, everything like that. I've had vaccination, but I don't look down upon people that have a scenario where they're running, I want to have tea instead of I want to get a shot through my arm.
Right.
But I don't look down upon them. It's just because it's just their tradition of how they were raised or how they were brought up into. I mean, I'm a Filipino guy, and my grandmother did not like the medicine stuff. And so I remember when I had a cold once, and I was maybe like 9, my grandmother, what she would do, she would make a bowl of rice, and she'd make Spam, but she put the Spam on the side, and she just put salt on the rice, and it was gross. But after that day, I didn't have a cold.
Right.
So, and no, I'm serious. Like, ask my cousins. Grandma Tina did that, and I remember that very vividly. So I mean, she was brought up where it was like, food could help you cure. I mean, I'm sure my dad, he would be the type of person that say get a vaccination because it's just better for you. And I hate shots, but I'll do it just because I want to survive. I understand both because I've experienced a little of both.
Right.
So I understand where everyone's coming from.
Do you think society reacts differently from you about like these people who don't?
Yeah, there's going to be people that there's going to be doctors that say, get the vaccination because of the fact that they've done tests where they, 9 out of 10 people that got the vaccination reportedly after a day had no signs of the disease or no bacteria of that sort. And then there's going to be people that are very accustomed to using the herbal remedies, and they're going to go completely against vaccinations. They're going to go against, nasal sprays, all that kind of stuff that will help the body. That's just more for their opinion. I don't tend to lean a certain way. It's just I've experienced both, so I understand. My grandmother did the remedies with the food and the, making really weird teas and stuff like that. And then my family, my father also has made them where it's gotten me where I'm going to the doctor's office, I'm going to get a flu shot no matter how much I did not like it. But because I've experienced both, I don't think that in my life I've kind of more favoritive or lenient toward one. To other people, however, yeah, because they're so focused on a certain way of living. I mean, you look at the poorer areas, they'll run, a lot of ethnic groups will either do like herbal remedies, or you go to, cities of America, United States, and they'll run vaccinations and medicines through doctors, because that's what they believe works. While some other people believe that I'm going to enjoy vinegar tea and have rice and I'll be fine. But it's just opinionation, I guess, and the experience through getting the disease and how they would treat it. There are, in today, like for me, I can go to Walmart and you can buy like an herbal tea, and that supposedly will help you with like a cold or something like that. So there are some, overlaying stuff with medicines and herbals, and but it doesn't contradict with going against vaccinations, because I can have like a Theraflu, and I can get a flu shot and they won't interact with each other. It'll just help me out.
Yeah.
So it's in that sense, people will have their opinionations. To me, I don't really look at that because it doesn't apply to my life.
Right.
My life, I've dealt with both.
So how would you like react to parents who think that vaccinations cause autism?
Good idea. I lightweight don't know what autism is. Like, I really don't. It doesn't sound good. I mean, yeah, if whatever autism might be, I think it's some sort of behavioral. I mean, if parents are against getting vaccinations, then that's for the parents to decide. I mean, I'm not against it. The parents have their own right because it is their child. When people are against getting vaccinations, I really don't have nothing much to say on that because, like, I haven't really met, a lot of people that are super against vaccinations, at least in the city of Livermore. It's more of what the parents think is best, and, I don't go against what they're saying because they have the right to choose what their child wants. They can do, they're herbal, and I know some parents also do, they speak for religion. When they go, they pray, and that's, they've had experiences where that could help. I'm religious, but, I also do vaccinations. So, I mean, my parents pray for me, everything like that, I'm sure they do, but, they want stuff that, can get it done. They just hope for the best. So it's lenient. The parents have all the right to decide. It's their child.
Right.
I just haven't heard of a case yet where autism is caused by vaccination.
Style these days, it's become more, for me at least, it's become more scandalous where like people are showing more of their skin now than like before, like compared to like maybe the 1950s, like.
No, I remember the 1950s.
Yeah.
I was alive in that time.
Can you think of like a reason why like there's more acceptance of showing more skin?
I mean, I'll wear a tank top to school, every once in a while, but that's like a guy thing. I mean, that's okay. I don't know why. I think it's just our generation. Our generation is really weird.
Yeah.
I know. It really is. We like, skinny jeans with, tank tops or some weird combo that's not good.
Right.
I don't know why we show more skin. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I like it. I mean, I'm gonna sound awful by doing this, but like, I don't mind it when girls show skin. I think it's pretty nice. Don't show my girlfriend this, by the way.
Yeah, no.
It's just something nice to look at. Jesus. No, but I think it's just our generation. I mean, we're more comfortable wearing something that's light, something that's not as heavy around the arms, something like that. Tank tops wise. I mean, it's summer. I know I'm wearing a tank top because it's hot, and I'm wearing shorts because it's hot.
Right.
I'm gonna be comfortable, and I'm in like a 70-degree class, and my teacher doesn't want to turn the air conditioning on, so I want to be as comfortable as possible.
Right.
And if that means girls have to do it too, then so be it. I mean, for them in that case, because I'm a guy, all I can say is, just dress smart. You're gonna get looked at by other guys that are, excuse my words, but pervy. So it's gonna happen. You just gotta kind of learn to cope with it. Because there's gonna be guys, even just not through high school, but just in general, I'm like, but like up until like your good-looking prime and everything like that, there's gonna be guys or girls. Guys tend to go that way also, that are gonna be looking at you, and you just have to learn it's gonna happen. I mean, you just cope with it.
Right.
It isn't a negative in some sense, but there's companies like Nike's making a lot of their compression stuff, which is really tight. Like there's like a store called Uniqlo from China, or something like that.
From Japan.
Japan, that's some Asian country. they're making, clothes. I wear Uniqlo pants. These are from Pakistan, but I wear Uniqlo pants, and they're comfortable. But it's all about comfortability, I think. A lot of women want to be comfortable, and they want to, they want to, they want to be not show off. At my school, at least, they're a little bit show offy. But they want to be comfortable in the sense. I mean, it is spring, it is Livermore too, so we're like right in the valley. So the heat is just tremendous, and it sucks so bad. So girls just want to be comfortable. Guys the same way. We'll wear flip flops, gym shorts, and tank top, and we'll go to school. And it's like, this is what sucks. You wear like a sweatshirt because in the morning because it's like 50 degrees outside, and then you wear a sweatshirt by 3 o'clock and you die of heat stroke. Like it's hot like that. To me, I don't see a problem with it. It's more comfortability.
Right. How would you view girls who are more conservative? Like they would wear long sleeves and they wouldn't.
What I would think is that that girl just doesn't want to be exposed unlike other people or other girls in that sense. They feel more privacy in that sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because you have the option to. I can take this shirt off and I can do this interview now. I'm not gonna. But that's just more privacy for me.
Right.
Plus I haven't tanned yet, so it's gonna be awful. But some girls just don't want to be as exposed or don't want to expose as much, and that's okay because they're whatever's comfortable to them, then continue with it. You'll learn to either keep going with it or someone will tell you just be yourself, have a little fun, and they might instead of a sweater they might roll up their sleeve a little bit.
Right.
Be a little just out there. But I wore this to work today, and I was comfortable. I've also worn a tank top and gym shorts to work. Not my best looking outfit, but it was what's comfortable to me because it was hot and it was a summer day, and I just want to be relaxed. That's a good word. But yeah, some girls don't want to be as what's the word I'm looking for, as open, I guess. There's some guys like that too. One of my best friends, he was a big dude, and I'm pretty sure he was self-conscious about his weight, but every day, no matter what the day, he would wear jeans and then an Abercrombie and Fitch sweatshirt. And he said that was what's comfortable to him. I think he was just self-conscious about his weight, maybe. Some girls are like that too. That's okay. There's no shame in that. Your body, it's your deal. I'm not gonna make fun of you or anything like that. Unless you look like Honey Boo Boo's mom. Oh. That's hilarious. To me, it's just some people are self-conscious about this in that sense, or you just want to be comfortable. And it's either one of those routes, I think.
Do you think boys from your school or boys in general would think differently than you about these kinds?
No, but all my friends that are single or something like that, they don't, they like the girls that show off and everything like that, and that's okay. Guys are guys. They'll do that. I do that. So what? It's just how it is. No, so they'll think differently of me in that sense, but they'll also start to reason that people it's 95 degrees outside. I'd rather, as a girl, if I was a girl, I would rather wear a tank top and what do they call it, shorts or Daisy Dukes, I don't remember.
What I've kind of noticed from our generation is that girls tend to be more comfy and sexy kind of look, more mature look, and my style is more of the youthful, really innocent, cute, younger kind of look, which is more of an Asian, kind of Asian style, Korean style. There are people here in America that tend to like the more mature and sexy look than the cute Asian look. Do you think that's true with boys in society?
I try to look mature. I'm not mature at all. I really aren't. I'm really not. That's what I'm gonna say. But I try to dress nicely. I wear Oakley, polo shirts and everything like that. However, my friends wear Disney t-shirts sometimes, with Disney tank tops, pink socks and white shoes. We're just weird like that. I'm wearing, Paxton pants and a Volcom shirt. This is to make me look mature, but if I did this interview with an Oakley pull-up or Oakley button-up shirt, probably think I look smart or something like that. I don't know. people, to me, the guys at my school at least, we just dressed to show off. I mean, we were like, we'll tank tops or to show off our arms or something like that. You know, tattoos, everything like that. So I don't think the guys don't really do it for maturity. I mean, there's some guys that do. I mean, there's a guy that sits next to me in English that wears like a suit every day. But no, he's a good dude. No, he's not. But he dresses nicely. So, but he wants to look mature. What I wear to school is either something like this, or I'll wear a button-up T-shirt, or I wear shorts and a V-neck. Something that's comfortable for me, at least, that makes me look like I'm presentable. I'm not gonna wear like something that I found at a Goodwill, mix and then toss it to a paper shredder and bring it to wear to school. No, I wanna look decent. You know, every day guys, at least I do. I mean, I don't know if some guys do, but I shower every morning. You know, I put cologne on, deodorant, all that good stuff. But the guys in my school, we don't dress to be, on average, like 60% of us just dress to be cool. I mean, that could either be wearing all Nike stuff because we play basketball. I mean, I played basketball and I don't wear any Nike stuff now. I don't like it. But there's guys in my school that'll wear all black scale stuff because that's the latest craze from whatever city it came from. There's a store that I like called Kukui in San Jose, and they have really good shirts that are very comfy. But that's just, to me, what I think is comfortable and what's cool. It doesn't make me, per se, like look mature. It's just more of what I like to wear. You know, because I wear jeans a lot, and jeans to me are comfortable. But, I also wear chinos, like Uniqlo chinos, the tan ones or the black ones. And it's just, I want to be comfortable. There's no big difference to me in whether, I mean, I don't care if, like, a guy next to me is either wearing, like, a cowboy suit, and the guy to my left wearing a cowboy suit, and the guy to my right is wearing, weightlifting material, like gloves and, arm sleeves, that kind of stuff. It's just whatever's cool to him. I mean, yeah, my instinct is to do something, like say something about them, but I can say like a joke about them, but I really don't mean anything by it. I mean, that's human nature. We're meant to be, we joke around. I don't match either. I mean, I'm wearing Adidas Oakley, a Disneyland bracelet. This right here is the international symbol for I'm lit. I'm serious. If a guy has this at your school, he's lit. I'm dead serious. But it's just, to me, the guys at my school just dressed. They also dressed for what sport they're in. Because a lot of the guys play sports. We wear what's comfortable. So this is comfortable for me. I can sleep in this if I had to. But there's no sense of maturity within the broad spectrum. There's individuals that do try to dress nicely, but they're, I don't want to say outcasts, but they're not socially fit in. Right. Like they don't fit in. It's like I have friends, but I have a decent amount of friends, but those guys that wear the suit, I'm sure they have friends. They're just not included to all the social aspects or anything like that. That's okay. I mean, no harm done. Stay at home. That's cool. That's nothing. I mean, I was like that, and then I met my girlfriend, and I met some of her friends, and I'm starting to go out more, and I recognize that. I wanted to stay home and play, my video game, but it's okay.
Do you think there's kind of pressure for boys or like for males to wear these kinds of things, look this kind of way, like to do kind of like sports and stuff? Do you think there's that kind of pressure from society to be seen as masculine?
Yeah. You can go back from, whatever if you talk about masculinity, what you're talking about is more just this male roles over in society. Just back in in time, you would look at a male, and his job was to hunt, bring home food, and supply for his wife, whatever kids they had, and just be the more dominant one. And the wife was the one that cooked, cared for the child, did all I don't want to say the feminine things, but they were. That's what they were in hindsight. As time has progressed, yeah, it's even in sports too. Sports, in my sense, there are guys that think they're more masculine over anything, and that is true for just guys in general. Also, guys, I mean, you probably don't experience this, but to all the guys watching this, when they walk through like a door and there's like another guy there, the first thing you think is, as a high schooler at least, and what I think and what a lot of my friends think is like, can you take this guy like in a fight? Like it's just dominance over one another, because like you walk in on someone that you never met before, and you don't know if he's cool or not, and you say, all right, can I take him and fight? Right. Just so you feel more dominant over him, and then so you like start looking at him. You look at his like his body size, if he's toned or not. In how society plays in, I guess society wants them to look, more dominant, because that's what their roles are essentially. So you'll find guys that wear, the muscle T-shirts. You'll find guys that wear, the weightlifting, sponsorship shirts, or baseball shirts with their name on the back of it because it's their jersey or something like that. So there's some pressure, but at the same time, to me I don't feel that much of pressure, because I wear what's comfortable for me. I've worn pink socks and white shoes before. That when I played basketball, that's what I wore. And now I'm wearing jeans, Oakley socks, and a Volcom T-shirt typically. Right. I just dress for what I want to wear. There's gonna be people that make fun of what I wear. There's gonna be people that make fun of who I am. That's okay. More than likely there's people that make fun of that specific person as well. So I don't feel any remorse in that sense, or any feelings really. But it's society, I guess, for males. Yeah, where we are meant to be dominant. But there are some women that are scary. So yeah, I mean, there are some women in the world that are very dominant, very scary. But you look at just the sports in general. You look at just a specific sport like NBA, WNBA and NBA. There's a huge difference of popularity, just because in the sense of what they've designed, males have just been assumed to be more dominant, a lot stronger, and that's what that's what people want to see. They want to see fights. That's why hockey's very popular. They want to see fights. They want to see anger. They want to see all that kind of stuff. You don't want to see, I don't want to sound like a dick, but you don't want to see like women just go down a basketball court. But as a society, you want to see males fight each other out. You want to see males, just attack each other. That's what we think is acceptable. That's why we like UFC. UFC is one of my favorite, I guess, sports, and it's just because some people just beat the living hell out of other people, and it's very interesting. But I don't know. It's confusing. Males, you are as in society, just overall, you are assumed to be more dominant. That's why you have, I wouldn't say the clothes, it's just more your actions. You play sports, you take part in, fights, like Fight Club. That was a very popular movie that had to do with only males. It's just this is how they are, just dominant creatures. It's just more interesting to other people, because like society wants us to be dominant. That's the whole point of it, I think, at least. There's guys that'll be feminine, that's cool. It's like, oh, but when a guy sees that, what do you think? Oh, this guy's a little like wussy. Oh,
so like people would like look down on these like more
guys? When I played basketball, when I played Granada basketball, when we played, what we would do as I won't show off, but as a starter, what we would do is you would look at the other team, you'd watch film, and you look at the team and you look at negatives to them. So you would see that, okay, so if I'm guarding this guy's 2 inches taller, 2 inches shorter than I am. So that means either that I can post him down and beat him that way, or I can just use my height and just look over the scale of, or the other team, look over him, survey my team, and see what the best options were. So you want to get, as just a male standpoint, you want to have dominance over each other. But that was for me in sports. To a guy just randomly in society, he's perceived to be someone that is masculine, strong, someone that is, doesn't show a lot of emotion, doesn't cry, all that stuff. Now, there's guys that are contrary to that, but in general, guys don't show emotion. They work out a lot. Um, that's why you go to the gym, and there's women at the gym. I'm not saying they're not, but there's a lot more men at the gym. This is just their nature, it's who they are. Men are built more. It's just because I think it's also more of just, it's not just this society, but what we've learned over the past ancestral times is that men have done all the dominant stuff, while women have been more of the caring, nurturing ones. And that's probably more, that's starting to change because women's sports are being activated. There's a lot of women's sports are, like volleyball and, basketball. They're starting to get more popular as time goes on. ESPN was just covering the UConn game for women's college basketball, and it was one of the biggest, viewings of ESPN in that sense for their college basketball style. So a lot of women's sports is getting popular, but it's just, to me, it's just not at the popularity of men of how they are in society.
Right. How would other people view women who are kind of like seen less feminine, like less like submissive?
Because women are perceived to be caring and nurturing. When someone looks at a female that isn't loving, or not loving, but it's like more dominant, or just has a dominant feel to her,
Right.
they're going to be looked down upon. I can guarantee that. Why? It's just because I don't want to say it's not right, but it's not preferred. Because
It's not nature.
It's exactly. It's not in the nature of how women are, because women are meant to be, caring. They're meant to be loving and affectionate, while guys are very low emotion. They do stuff and they don't care. That's what they are. Women they think a lot. I mean, this is what I've been told. I mean, I'm taking a sports and society class right now, and a lot of what we're talking about is gender roles. But you learn about gender roles and say, women did not take part in dominant sports. They were more stay-at-home and everything like that. And I'm not saying that's the right way, but it's more preferred to society because it doesn't go against the nature of just what's not morally right, but what seems acceptable. Because when you look at women, it's just not. It's just not. It's starting to change, but as of right now, it doesn't look right when a woman has like a fighting ability or dominant ability. It's just not. It's to guys. It's just like, what the heck is she doing? It's not right. I mean, there's girls at my school that bench like 150.
Wow.
Okay. They're freak athletes. I don't even bench that much. I bench like a plate. That's not even close. But I'll bench me, and I'm like, go ahead. I mean, I'm not gonna mess with you. That's cool. But it's when we see that, all the guys are like, this is so weird. Like, it's just not right.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of messed up, but it's how we are as guys. Girls are probably the same way. When a more feminine female sees another one that's working out in the gym or something like that, has more dominant traits, that not say normal girl, but that more feminine one is be like, what the hell is wrong with her? She's not acting like
like a lady.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't deal with a lot of females except my girlfriend.
Right.
And sometimes I get sick of her too.
Like, how do you view the feminist movement?
Of like making like pay equal and that kind
Like,
of stuff.
yeah, kind of like in general.
I don't mind it. I mean, like, I think life should be fair. I mean, like, in that sense, men and women, how they were, it should be fair in that sense. So women do have the right to fight for what they want. But a lot of the negativity is from males, and that's why saying is like, well, women aren't supposed to be doing this. That's not acceptable in society. It's like, I don't give a crap, really. I mean, fight for what you want. That's what I believe. But I don't really take part in the feminist movement, obviously.
Right.
So I don't really have a really good say about it.
Like, do your friends have the similar? Like,
Not at all. My friends don't. My friends and I do not talk about it at all because it's not a big deal to us because it doesn't really apply to our lives. No, I'm sure there are some women in Livermore, the Alameda County, that want, fair, you know, pay, whatever they might want. Um, it's just in my high school, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's little to nothing.